Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the Ex-Jehovah Watchdog men team. A lot of you had a lot of questions, and I'm excited about our Watchdog group because it's gaining some traction. We're getting a lot of different members, and even some members online who are not in Facebook groups anymore are joining the group, our group only, just because they want to keep abreast of the latest updates on what we're doing here. So that's pretty awesome. I wanted to get on here really briefly to thank you all for being cordial and nice and respectful to one another. It's kind of hard and emotions flare up because we're talking about people that we have been watching for some time and maybe have some emotional connection or attachment to because they are maybe the activists that help wake us up or help us see things in a different way, or you enjoy their content. However, it is important to hold people responsible and accountable when there is repeated instances, repeated being the operative word, of bad behavior. And so today I just wanted to go over the rules a little bit. There's really no rules in here. I always figure that we're all adults here, so we all can, talk to each other respectfully or not. I mean, that's how the real world is. You block if you don't want to talk to. That's the only difference. If you're meeting an asshole on the street, you can't hit the block button, but you can do that on Facebook. That's the wonderful thing about it. So feel free to use it. I don't mediate a lot of arguments. I will do it, but my experience with these groups, I just feel like people can work it out themselves. I'd rather you try to work it out yourself, so that you can resume or maintain as much as a relationship as you possibly can, because everybody is important here. Everybody plays a role. Everybody plays a part. We're all watchdogs here. So the group originally started because two ex-Jehovah's Witness women, me, myself, and another ex-Jehovah's Witness woman, was hurt by the men in the Watch and Watchtower group. They were by employing methods of shunning, ghosting us, and kicking us out from their support group, one of the only support groups that I was in at the time. We were both kicked out for asking that women be treated and talked to with respect. And when we asked for clarification, we had been lied to. A few of us feel like some of these guys shouldn't get to announce the Watching Watchtower group as a safe haven, drawing unsuspecting people first to use, abuse, or discard them for just simply pointing out disrespect. We all know that the predator-prey dynamic is not exclusive to the Watchtower. It is included in ex-Jehovah Witness groups and YouTube channels, as well as that they are primarily ran by men. I am thinking of a new focus for this group. I want us to. Gossip is fine. I don't mind rumors because as long as you use a disclaimer. But when you're speaking things I would like you to say allege. I mean, if you don't want to, that's fine, but it might make me feel a little bit comfortable when I'm breezing through the comments and make sure everything is running up okay here. So they originally called us apostate bitches, if you can believe it or not. And for one, as I state in the amend notes here, that I can be a bitch or a chick depending on the day of the week and if you cross me. So I want us to embrace what they gave us as something pejorative, bitch or chick. Let's be chicks. And talk about issues that primarily concern us, and we want to explore feminism. Which is not necessarily a bad thing, although Watchtower, if you listen to any of the audios, have a huge deal with feminism. They can't stand it. Women and the men alike. So some people ask why this group was formed. After trying to talk directly to the ex-Jehovah Witness activists who had exhibited repeated behaviors that would negatively harm or affect other ex-Jehovah Witnesses in the community, such as kicking them out of groups, trolling them about their mental illness, just name calling to a degree that is just not unnecessary because it happens, but to the degree that you're trolling the person. And then after seeing no accountability from these big time activists or no remorse, I felt that it was necessary to warn other people, both seasoned ex-Jehovah Witnesses and newly ex-Jehovah Witnesses alike. People should embrace accountability and checks and balances when they do not, or when they don't, or they try to retaliate against you, like some of the retaliation that I experienced from watching Watchtower. You have to wonder why they don't want checks and balances, and why are they not being transparent. We all endured that coming from the Watchtower. So why should this industry, since this is an industry now because the money is being flowed into it, be any different than other industries? There's watchdog groups and commissions and entities that provide check and balances on almost anything. For instance, the Better Business Bureau or the 9/11 Commission. We have a lot of things that provide checks. Our Congress here in America provides a check on the presidency, as we're learning a big civics lesson during the impeachment of our president here. So why should this industry be any different, especially if these ex-Jehovah Witnesses are making money off of the ex-Jehovah Witness community? Why? So I want us to just hold them accountable for the people that they've thrown out, the people they've set aside, the people they've counted out, the people they've discounted, the people that they've treated like nothing. I mean, they still need a place to go. We're all on different stages of learning in our journey, and we're all learning here. So it's just a watchdog group, and we're all involved here. No one is higher than the other. There's no hierarchy here. To hold them accountable and responsible for their actions, to be accountable for the results of their behavior, and hopefully, if they're humble enough, that they'll take ownership of their mistakes and let their followers know. Because, these big time YouTubers, they think that just because they're getting a little coin or that they're getting a little shine from the ex-Jehovah Witness community, that they somehow some celebrities. And we have already talked about some of that in our units. And by the way, we have updated our units. You might want to take a look at that. Our units, and I just want to say that you don't have to agree with us. This is not the Watchtower where we the governing body and all of that. You don't have to agree. Healthy, respectful debate is warranted and is needed in our community, instead of just pulling out the knives when we disagree. Okay, so what we added was the post that broke up the XJW roundtable. That's a hot one. People wanted to know that. And a watching Watchtower playlist of audios. It's audios, but it is on YouTube. A playlist of a timeline, so you'll be able to listen to what was going on behind the scenes, not just read the screenshots, even though screenshots are included. So thank you so much for your support of our group. If you know of anybody else, any other fellow apostates that would want to join the resistance, then join in, checking the checkers and watching the watchers. If this group is also for, if you get kicked out of a group, you are more than welcome to come out and vent about it here. Have a great one. And keep watching the watchers.